Hey everybody, welcome back. James here again with you, and today I am finally bringing you the review of the Beeman QB Chief in 22cal. Now they make this in 177, but this one is the 22 version. So let me start off the video by saying that Beeman is an awesome company. The reason why I say that, not only do I think they made this model, even though this platform, being a QB platform, has been around for years, I don't think they would have taken this configuration on and introduced this budget PCP as they did this year if they didn't think it was going to be great in the market. And you know, Beeman are known for the precision air guns, and this gun backs that belief up, you know. So first off, to start the review, I want to show you guys the accuracy. I tried a few different pellets. Well, Crosman Premiers were one of my favorites, so I tried those. And as you know in my past videos with this, you've seen that the Crosman Premier hollow points performed extremely well. So let me show you the pellets that I tried, and we'll be back with you in a second. Okay, so you've seen that the Crosman Premier hollow points 14.3 grain out of this gun is pretty amazing. I mean, less than right around a quarter of an inch, which is at 25 yards, was pretty much the sub MOA mark. But anyway, as I stated earlier, the Beeman is an awesome company, and I would have had this review done earlier, but what happened was there's an O-ring on the bolt here. I won't get into too much detail, but there's an O-ring on the bolt here that seals the breech when you put a pellet in. And for some reason, after I shot my gun about 50 to 75 times, that O-ring came off. Now, I'm not blaming Beeman, and I'm not, you know, it could have been me, I don't know. But all I could say is I called them up, customer service, and They had 2 new O-rings sent out to me. I called on a Thursday, and they had 2 new O-rings sent out to me, and they arrived in my mailbox that Monday after, and I couldn't believe it. So I'm very happy with Beeman. So I want to state that. Great company, first off. I've never had, dealt with Beeman before. I've always been a Crosman or a Gamo guy, but to start off, I've had a pleasant experience. That's all I could say with Beeman. Now, to get in the review, I shot other pellets too beside Crosman premieres. I actually shot the Ruger Super Point, which is 1.1 gram, and most of the pellets in the tin actually around 17.2 grain. They were the most powerful out of this gun, putting out at 26 foot-pounds. But the thing was with those, they are not very accurate, so I didn't even record shooting with those. I just took a picture of the group just to show you guys. But as far as I can tell, like I said, Crosman Premiers are my go-to pellet. The hollow point's 14.3 grain, and at $6.50 a tin, I am not complaining for 500 pellets. That is like 1 cent a pellet, which is ridiculously cheap and accurate, in my opinion. But anyways, to the review of the gun, got the accuracy portion over. I want to go over a little bit about the gun itself. Now, I stated in my initial showing of this gun, unboxing, the stats on the box. Now, the weight of the rifle, it is pretty hefty. The gun itself came in around 6.8 pounds, and with the scope on here, the scope weighs 13 ounces plus your scope ring, so it's going to put it around maybe the 8-pound mark or so, something like that. But anyway, I mean, it's for what it is. It's an accurate rifle, and as stated before, it's as most accurate, if not more accurate, than some of my 22s. So anyway, moving on, the trigger. Now, this is right here, in my opinion, what really makes this rifle unique compared to the rest of the PCPs out on the market that are more than this price point, which is $179.99. The trigger is all metal and adjustable. Now, from factory, the manual, which I highly recommend you read because you have to do, lube and all kinds of stuff for this rifle, but make sure you read your manual first off. But the manual states that this trigger from factory came in around over, I don't know, 3.5 pounds or so, roughly. It is fully adjustable. And what I mean by fully is you can adjust how much poundage you want, you can adjust how much take up, you can adjust how much over travel. Which to me, the trigger alone is, one of the best triggers I've ever had in any gun, put it that way. So I've never had a fully adjustable trigger like that in any rifle, period. Centerfire, air rifle, it doesn't matter. So that right there makes the gun, in my opinion. But next we have this beautiful wood stock, and the stock is ambidextrous for left and right hand shooters, and I think that's what makes the rifle so heavy. But it's stout, and it's, in my opinion, really nice and beautiful, especially with the Beeman etching on it. I mean, this rifle really stands out. And it's got an actual butt pad. I didn't even show you guys that, but this is actually rubber, it's not plastic, so kind of gives you the heft and feel of a real rifle. So moving on, the sighting system. Now you see I have a scope on here, but if you're a traditionalist, you can shoot the rifle with the fiber optic sights. Now they probably won't come in too good, but the rear one is green and the front one is red, and they are micro click adjustable, so very adjustable sights. The only one you can't adjust is the front sight, but the rear one you can adjust the windage and the elevation. But to mount an optic on here like I did, you're going to need dovetail rings or tip-off rings. This is the basic just 11 millimeter dovetail rail on the receiver. That's about it really. Beeman also included a degassing tool that you insert right here. Follow your manual so you can relieve all the pressure out of your tank if needed. So let's talk about the bolt here and the loading. So when you pull the bolt all the way back, which it's in the cock position now, it's cock on open. So you pull it all the way back and it'll click, which you'll get your trigger system all ready and set to fire. Now this is the safe position where this safety right here is flipped rearwards, and then you flip it forward to be in fire. Now here's your loading tray. I'm gonna see if I can get this in the light enough for you guys. Now when you close your bolt, there's a little probe right there that gets in the skirt of the pellet. Now I had a little trouble just because I have bigger fingers, and I don't know if you guys can see this here, but my fingers kind of wedge in there between the scope and the loading tray. Might be troublesome to some, but I got used to it now. First shooting it, it was kind of a pain in the butt because even though the Crosman Premier's 14.3 grain hollow points were the best shooting out of this gun, they'd want to flip because they were just a shorter pellet. But those Rugers would go right in and I could close the bolt no problem, but they weren't accurate at all. So now let's move on to the tank. Now you need a pump or some type of air source to fill this up to 2000 psi. This is what that gun's rated at, and it's unregulated. So 2000 psi unregulated. Shots are going to vary if you've seen the chrono results there. But here's your fitting. Use your air pump, scuba tank, whatever you have that fills this gun up. And you have your pressure gauge here. Can't forget that. You got to read that to fill it up and everything. So 2000 psi, it's got the green, means you're good to go. So as stated, from zero pressure, I think this pump or this tank took me about 80 pumps or so to fill up with my hand pump, which this gun, in my opinion, is made for a hand pump. Especially if you're on a budget, a hand pump is perfect for this setup. 40 pumps from I think 1,000 to 2,000, and then about 20 shots or so, which then velocity starts to drop off. I tested that. 20 pumps or so will get you back up to 2000 psi, and I also think that varies pellet to pellet, so you know, whatever seals better in the breech. Now the box claims you can get 35 shots on a fill. I went out to 25, and I think you could do it. I just didn't see the point in trying. I mean, the velocity drops after about 20-25 shots anyway, so there's really no point in taking it out to 35 shots unless you have to, but it can. The other claim is on the box that this rifle is rated at 830 feet per second. Now, if you've seen the chronograph results, the Crosman Premier's being a mid-weight pellet, I would say, because I know there's lead pellets that are around the 10-11 grain mark for 22 cal. They are running at 10 shot average. They are running at 862 feet per second, which is not bad. The Ruger Super Hawks or Super Points were running at 826 for a 10 shot average, so not bad. Okay, now I want to go over the pros and cons of what I think, you know, makes and breaks this rifle. Pros, real quick, very accurate. One of the probably the most accurate PCPs I've seen at this price point. The trigger, fully adjustable. You know, you can adjust it fully however you need if you need to. See what else. To an adult, I guess it feels more like an actual rifle, like you know you have some heft in your hands. But then again, that can be a con to some if you're buying this for a youth, trying to get younger person into hunting. It is pretty stout and heavy, so it is what it is. But another thing I wanted to hit on real quick that I didn't say anything about is the noise level. Where I live at, it's considered backyard friendly, but to a lot of people, I live out in the country, and a lot of people might consider it not backyard friendly, so could be a con. I know TKO muzzle brake makes a brake for this now since it just came out, but it's at a pretty good price point, $75, so I'm still debating whether I want one or not. But other than that, I mean, it's just accuracy speaks for itself. You know, I can't say enough how I'm glad I got this gun, and you know, I'm sure a lot of you probably seeing this video might think about getting one too, and there's no doubt in the back of my mind this is the one I wanted, because I've been looking for one for a long time, and just to get in the PCP game, you know. But I'm glad I did. So that's all I have to say about it. Really, you know, I can't stress enough how Beeman is such a great company, and I haven't even dealt with them that long, and just how they treat their customers. And like I said, I don't think they would have introduced this gun in the game of budget PCPs if they didn't think it was going to make it. So I really think that they hit the nail on the head with this one, especially being in the QB platform, which has been around for years. So anyways, I'm going to end this video, guys, and I hope you like this review. I really do. So I appreciate you watching as always. And we're going to be doing more test videos with this, taking it out to longer ranges, but I just wanted to show you, you know, 25 yards, what it can do. So as always, thanks again, and tell me what you think about this rifle. And I know a lot of my viewers and subscribers have been talking about getting a PCP. I truly recommend this if you've never had one. This thing right here, even though it's a single, you know, loader, which if you're into nitro pistons and springers, they're single load too. So that's the only thing you're not really upgrading on. The only thing you're upgrading on is PCP. This thing blows those type of air guns out of the water with the accuracy. And I didn't really believe it at first until everybody's like, you need to get one and try it. And I'm telling you guys, even though this is on the lower end of the PCP realm, it is accurate, especially at 25 yards, and especially with Crosman Premier Hollow points. So I can't complain. So alright guys, as always, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next video.